Hey guys, Phoenix and Reagle here again from the Part-Time Nerd, bringing you another one of Reagle's builds as I only have one character. But that's okay. We brought his Mesmer in today and we're in my hometown. We are in the Silvari area. Fucking beautiful area. I love this place. It's just such a well-designed area. But
I'm
let's
just
get on.
visiting. I'm just
Yeah,
see. I'm a Leaf, but I'm just visiting because really I'm an Asuran. But
yeah. You cheater. Anyways, moving on to Reagle. Reagle's gonna take on his build again. So let's take a look at his Mesmer's build.
yeah, same deal. Armor, focus of the build. This one I have carry and armor again, similar to my Necromancer, but this build has a little bit more of that jack of all trades kind of feel. Not nearly as focused within that condition damage. If you notice, it's quite a bit lower than my Necromancer. Over here,
Mesmer has a lot more versatility in multiple fields, I guess. Like the Necro is more focused than most of his things, right?
absolutely. A lot of Mesmers, they like to use the Greatsword. I'm not a big fan of it within the Mesmer. I know it does great damage, but you have to be like really far away from your opponent to do so, or you gotta like bounce around all the time. I much prefer the staff, doing that condition, doing that confusion.
Nice. Confusion is fun.
It really is. So yeah, I have all of that condition-based damage as well as Rune of the Adventure, again condition-based damage. But when I heal, I gain that endurance. Lets me move around a little bit better than my Necromancer. And over here in the accessories, it's quite a bit of a smorgasbord. there's a lot more differences in here. I got some power, toughness, vitality in there. I've got some healing power within there, and I've even got some all stat stuff from the Ancient Karka shell.
Nice.
So, of course, again, the whole purpose is that we're trying to more round out the build. And when you're going to look at my traits, you're going to be like, what the heck? It's all over the place.
Just
We'll
gonna
get
make
there.
up your mind.
Now, my offhand stuff, the sword and the focus, I rarely use. My sword and my focus, I hardly ever use. That's only if I really want to get in close, do a little bit of vulnerability, apply a little bit of confusion. But otherwise, I don't use it all that much at all. It's all about the staff for me. Making a few clones, and then, of course, planting down that giant Chaos Storms AoE field and putting all that random confusion and boons and all that awesome stuff. Now,
The essence of the Mesmer is randomness, and it's awesome.
it is, and that's really interesting. You notice, as all my other characters, I have other weapons available in my stash here. I've got the Scepter as well as the Torch. And again, that's because variety usually works well with most of the classes depending on the situation.
Very much so.
So we're going to jump right on into the traits line here, and oh lordy, I have points in just about every line, Phoenix.
Did you say, oh lordy?
I said, oh lordy.
Okay, go on. Anyways.
I have points in just about every line here, and that's because in this case, it was not so much about what stats were being affected, but what major trait things I wanted to use. So in this case, the very top line, so for the power and condition duration, didn't care about it. What I really wanted was Shattering Illusions cause vulnerability for 8 seconds to apply or to nearby foes. That's great not only in groups but to a single target because that shatter stacks on top of them. Further down, we've got Dueling, and again, we're not doing it for the precision or the critical damage. It's nice to have, don't really care. We're moving up the line here. Gain additional precision while wielding a one-handed sword or spear. That's why I've got that offhand. That little bit of variety. Reduces the recharge rate of the sword, which is also nice. Further up the line, we've got create a clone at your current position when you dodge. Again, we're looking to do that shattering for vulnerability. So what this does is just lets you get more clones out, makes more use of that Rune of the Adventure because we're getting more stamina back anyway. Lets you make more and more clones. Skipped Chaos altogether, and for the life of me, I can't remember why. Probably because I ran out of trait points. If I could put some in there, I probably would have.
Sometimes there's just too many good traits. You're like, I want this, but this
I
one's
want
so
them
good.
all.
I know. Sometimes I wish there were more trait points. Anyway, sorry, buddy. Go on.
Yeah. So further down, I've got Inspiration, and we're going to go up this line because I maxed this one out. So we've got Persisting Images. Phantasms have 20% more health. We've got to keep those guys alive. We want them not only to do their damage, but in most cases, we want to make sure that they when we shatter them, it's by our decision and not some crazy powerful warrior just breaking them on us.
Yeah.
Further up, focus skills reflect projectiles, reduce recharge rate of focus skills. Again, if I am switching over to that for any purpose at all, I want to make sure that it's still kind of useful. And even further up the line, using a shatter skill removes a condition from you and allies around you. This is obviously useful in almost every situation because we're shattering anyways. We might as well again have that random bonus, and I say random because in a lot of cases you're looking for the shatter, you're not really paying attention for that condition removal, but it does help you, does help your teammates, and that's what it's all about in the end, playing together.
Yeah, exactly. Team game.
Here at the very bottom, the illusion trait line, not looking for that condition damage. It's nice to have. Not really interested in the shatter recharge rate. Looking for that confusion you inflict lasts 33% longer. And this, I think, is a sweet ability, especially in like World vs. World or even in structured PvP, because a lot of people don't realize they got that confusion until they got 2, 3, 4 stacks and they're killing themselves.
I'll be honest, I'm one of those people. Like I never noticed confusion until I realized I'm kicking my own ass. I was like, why am I hurt so much? Oh, 5 stacks of confusion. Oh.
Yeah, and it builds up really quickly. Now, that's also why I have these different weapons available, because I believe the scepter, yeah, I'm just going to switch to it. Heck. It's my recording. I can switch to the weapon if I want to.
You got this. Is okay. You're allowed to open the
inventory. There you go. Yeah, there you go. See, look at 5 stacks of confusion for that third ability. Again, gives that variety, depends on the situation you're in. Switch your weapons when you feel like it. So at the very end of this, we're going to talk about my skills now. The heal skill, again, I've chosen to pick a basic skill, and this one here lets me heal the most health out of all of them. And it heals the more your illusions have. It's not that much more per illusion, so I don't really save it for when I have 3 illusions for that extra 2,000 heal. 6,000 seems to do the job for me in most cases anyway, but I just found this one more exciting than even the healing seed as we get as Sylvari.
Yeah, I never really got fond of the healing seed.
Yeah,
I like some of the other racial skills, but that one I was like, eh.
Now, utility skills. The Mesmer is a utility class, so these are switching all the time depending on the situation. The most valuable ones, and depending on the situation, as I say, most valuable one I find is feedback. Not only does it apply a confusion for projectiles that go through it, but it's reflecting for 6 seconds, and it's a bubble, so you get to control where it goes, get to apply that on your opponent, or even on an ally. I've seen it possible to place it on an ally. Reflects everything around that person or back at that person, which is just awesome.
Yeah, helpful if someone goes down, you put it over them to keep them safe for a second while you guys res them.
Incredibly useful. Of course, if you look down the trait line, we got Blink. Blink is another utility skill, more for maneuvering around the battlefield, more for confusing your opponent, especially if you use your auto attack a lot. You look a lot like your clones. They can't really tell which one is you. This means nothing in PvE because obviously computers don't care. Means a lot more over
I'm cheating. That's him. Get him.
Again, I got mirror images here, and this ability is just to make a couple more clones. It does break stuns, which is useful in a lot of situations, but again, we're looking for those clones. Do more shatter skills, do more damage, but also to keep ourselves and keep our team alive because we're removing their conditions and whatnot. Further down the line, yeah, you see I got Blink on here right now. That may not be the one that I'm using at the time, though. I might be using Signet of Inspiration because there's maybe a Guardian in the build or something. So if I get all these boons, I want to share them with my friends.
Definitely something crucial to know is all our classes we build very malleable. We definitely recommend that you make a class that, yeah, it's got a focus, but have that flexibility. Like every class's skills are really important, and you can really flip them out on the fly. So it's handy to have.
Certainly, and one of those that we flip out on the fly all the time, Portal Entree. Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know. It might be a little obsolete now because of the new Portal.
No, are you kidding? Do you see how expensive that is? It requires charged lodestones. Believe me, Mesmers still have the portal mark.
Okay. So we still got the monopoly on that.
Yeah.
but yeah. So again, this is probably the most favored skill of all Mesmers and all other players, just because you get to skip jumping puzzles. Take a Mesmer friend.
Yes.
Way down here at the bottom, we got our elite skill. Right now, I'm using Take Root. It was actually because I was attempting to defeat Liadri with my Mesmer,
Yeah, it's every event.
It didn't work.
After the event, yeah, she's awful.
It didn't work. But what I usually use mostly is Time Warp, and again, team-oriented skill. Lasts for 10 seconds, gives quickness to your whole team, do tons of damage. But not only that, if someone's down and you plop this sucker, you revive them that much faster too.
Yes, we've saved many people with the time bubble.
People do like the MOA. Me, I'm not a big fan of the MOA, usually because, and again, I tried this one on Liadri. If it's a boss of the like, they go crazy in MOA form. They like attack really, really quickly, use all the abilities really, really fast. Doesn't work so well. Maybe in PvP it has its uses, but even then you're giving them an escape.
Fair enough.
And yeah, that wraps it up. That's my Mesmer build.
So what character do you want to show next?
Oh gosh, you're putting me on the spot here. Let's just jump into the Guardian next.
Jump into the Guardian? Alright guys, check back for Reagle's Guardian build. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check back for more vids.